Namaste. How is everybody's night going? Welcome to LongWakers Live. We've got Regretful Parenting today. We found this one and decided we're going to go over it. There's a couple Matt Walsh's to watch, and there's another one that Nefer had here that she's been wanting me to watch anyway on the subject, so it should work out good. Regretful Parenting, and like I said, bring your judgments. Let us know what you think of it. All right, let's get going because we got some good videos. I think I'm all the mic's going, right?
As far as I know.
So that is all set up, so now what I do this way.
Being a mom. I don't enjoy being a mother. I take a shower, I gotta give him a shower. I buy me a shoe, I gotta buy him a shoe. I get ready in the morning, gotta get him ready in the morning. Gotta drop him off at school before I go to work. Gotta feed him, clothe him, bathe him.
You got 3 kids at 24 years old. You're getting ready to struggle. You're getting ready to cry.
Hey, it's me. This is not peaches and rainbows. This is hard. I would not wish this life on my worst enemy.
Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids. I be wanting to give up. Give up everything.
There was a point in time where every girl knew what came after school, after the wedding, and after.
I just have to say this right in there. Imagine when the kid gets older, 15, 16, and they see these videos about them. They see these parents that are just flat out saying, don't have kids. It was the biggest mistake in my life. And to be fair, most of these parents that I know like this will say it right to the kid's face, which isn't fair anyway. Kids should not have to worry about that. They did ask to be brought into this world, regardless of what people think. There's a contract with spirituality that you agree to what family.
But they didn't necessarily sign up to be treated like that.
No, they didn't. They didn't sign up.
Maybe they did, but most likely the powers that be did see this shit coming.
Yeah.
Because it's a very new concept.
And it's crazy that people are just making these videos and oh my god, this kid is a monster.
A lot of the threads that I read, I almost read one every single morning after I wake up and we get going for the day. It's like that's kind of how I start my day because there's always a new one. And most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, it's such an invalid complaint.
Yeah.
It's just like, I had my life before, I loved my life before, I loved my husband before, we used to do this, we used to do that, we used to travel, and now I don't even know who I am, and it's just blah, 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 just complaint after complaint after complaint, and it's just like, it doesn't last forever.
No.
And every now and then I do read one where it's like they have like special needs or something.
Well, and I'm sorry, that's another whole thing in its own.
And it's like that's not particularly regret.
No.
That's just that.
It's harder.
That's a lot harder. But so many of these times it's just like don't have kids, And it's if you're a fence sitter and you're not sure whether you should or not, take this as your warning not to. And it's like, bitch, that was me. Like, I didn't want kids at all. I didn't want any idea of a freaking baby or a child. It was like, that scared the hell out of me. I fell into that whole, the world is going to shit. Why would I want to bring a life into it nonsense? And then it happened, and it changed everything.
Yes.
And it's like, and not only did it change everything, it helped my mental issues. It rearranged my hormones.
Yes.
It was like these people might be walking away from the very thing that saves their ass.
Well, that's exactly right. Because, kids bind with the mother cells. And the biggest thing about it is that the baby can fix a big problem the mother has.
Physically,
mentally, emotionally, on every level.
because it's survival.
Yes.
It knows it needs the best chance of survival. So
Yes.
it like balances a bunch of shit out. Every now and then, especially if you have intervention, you'll find that it can go the other way. There could be like a psychosis.
Of course, yes.
And then, of course, postpartum is really difficult. And a lot of people don't understand that postpartum can affect you up to like 2 years.
Yeah.
Because that's about how long it takes for shit to rebalance.
Yes, that's very true.
So they're expecting stuff to get better by like 6 months. And it's just like, it's unrealistic.
Yes, that's exactly right.
But I do think a big portion of this is single parents.
Oh, for sure. The average person was not made to do this as a single parent.
Nobody was. Yeah.
You were made to work as a unit to be able to do
It
this.
takes 2 people to make a baby. It takes 2 people to raise them.
And I mean, even us, we've had our issues to the point that if these kids were not here, we both might be dead.
Oh, that's given. Yeah, or one of us would be dead and the other would be in jail.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because we've had our fights that just have become that bad. And it's like our amazing kids are the ones that push us to be better and say, no, we need to work through this.
And it's not like they came here with a job to fix a marriage or anything, but it's just the way that it is. It like rewires your entire state of mind and your entire purpose of being.
Exactly.
You know? But I don't know. We're never going to get through this. Go ahead.
There's a lot to talk about, and that's why we'll probably do another one on this one too.
I got
Because
a lot of stuff.
there's a lot on this
A
one.
lot of stories.
After everyone decided she was woman enough. Well, of course, it was a baby.
Women were marrying extremely young. The marriage age range for women was from around age 21 to age 24. And if you weren't married or engaged or even had an eligible suitor by age 25, some would even consider you an old maid. The goal for a lot of these women were to meet a well-to-do man, have children, and have a beautiful home.
When it came to a woman, it was normal for her to only be seen as a woman by her male attracting and childbearing abilities.
So in the earlier colonial period, Anglo-Americans tended to think about women as being primarily defined by their relationships with their husbands. Obviously, childbearing was one of these marital relationships, but parental authority was generally understood to be in the hands of the fathers. So mothers were seen as important predominantly because of their ability to reproduce.
The goal was to settle down and prioritize everything in life that wasn't you.
Experts like noted pediatrician and author Dr. Benjamin Spock and popular advice columnist Ann Landers encouraged this homemaker image, advising women to put their children and husbands first, even at the expense of their own needs.
And while this ideology may sound intense and borderline controlling, back in those days, having a child was the one step in life everyone was supposed to take.
In the creation of the family, man and woman fulfill those laws of nature whereby the human race ensures its continuity.
But today, we're uncovering how that one step, the step that pretty much defined womanhood, is now the very thing women are running away from.
The latest data from the CDC reveals the number of births last year dropped by 2%, with the general fertility rate also down 3%, a historic low.
Now, this video isn't going to be made up of me bashing women who prefer to be child-free. I'm also not encouraging y'all to go lay down and have some kids. You'll see why I'm so passionate about that later on. We're going to uncover this huge shift in motherhood that, trust me, gets a lot darker the deeper we go. Welcome to the Girl Talk You Didn't Know You Needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe, okay? You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. I also want to take a quick moment to appreciate my supporters and my viewers who come back and watch me regularly. Y'all don't understand how much that means to me, and I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate you. If this is your first time watching me, thank you so much. Like I said, you're classy. You don't have to subscribe, okay? No pressure, but thank you for being here. Now, to further prove just how important being a parent was, I'm pretty sure a lot of my older audience is going to remember, but schools would teach home economic classes that would teach you about adulthood, but most importantly, motherhood.
Well, since you teach home ec, Miss Jenkins, could you tell me what I could learn in home ec that I can't learn at home?
Now, let's take a look at some of the courses you could take Let's see what might help you. Courses in child development help to prepare you for the task of guiding the child's physical, mental, and emotional development. Does that help answer your question, Janice?
Oh, I should say it does. Why, if anyone is going to be married and be a homemaker, it'd be foolish not to take home ec.
I may be the last generation that has experienced a home ec class. I vividly remember bringing those like toy baby dolls home that would wake me up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I also learned how to cook an egg in a plastic bag, but that's beyond the point. Even schools implanted the idea that young women, even before they graduate, should learn how to be a mother.
So I just scanned the bracelet and she wanted a bottle, so I'm feeding her. Feedings can take 25 minutes, unfortunately.
Well, I feel that the Real Care Baby system is good because it prepares you for the experience as a parent. It lets you know that you're not ready.
And we could look at it two ways. You could either see it as a smart, beneficial way to teach not only girls, but boys how to raise children. Teen pregnancy.
Thank you, Guru. And hey, Chris.
So you guys are doing a tournament.
Yeah. Okay, now it would be very beneficial for high schools for sure to start doing home economics again and truly doing home economics, because kids are not learning the things that they need to learn in today's society. They're not being taught by parents how to step up and start being an adult.
Yeah, there's no transition.
I was never taught.
No, I know. Like, yeah, there's literally no transitional stage. You didn't have home economics?
Yes, and I learned a little bit. It was cooking and like sewing and stuff. That was pretty much all home economics was at the time.
Yeah.
Not okay, you're gonna have to learn how to do your taxes. Okay, you're gonna have to learn how to do.
I don't think they ever really taught that, but they should.
Yeah.
Should definitely be one.
Well, it talked about, learning motherhood, learning,
Right.
And that was never even taught when I was in school.
Back when I was still in middle school, before I was homeschooled, they did have that thing where you had to take home it was a sack of flour, and you're supposed to keep the sack of flour alive for like a week or something, and you're supposed to do these different tasks with the sack of flour and take pictures to document it and everything. But by the time that my friends were in high school, that was gone.
Yeah.
So it was already it was done.
Yeah.
At that point, we didn't even bother with that. So yeah, no cooking. They did have a home economics thing, but it wasn't called that anymore. And I think you're right. I think it was basically just cooking.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was good. It taught you how to cook certain things, cakes.
Something chemistry. It was like home chemistry, not home economics, but home chemistry, which was basically just cooking.
Yeah.
And then by Kimberly's second year, that was gone too. So yeah,
that's crazy.
It was just during her first year of going that she was talking about that.
Yeah.
But unless you come from a very traditional Christian household or a very traditional tribal household, you're not gonna know how to cook. You're not gonna know how to take care of children. You're not gonna know how to manage siblings. You're not gonna know how to manage relationships within the family dynamic. You said nobody knows how to do taxes or balance books or budget.
No.
And they really need that.
They do.
Because there is no transitional period.
I think that's one of the most shocking things to me is that one of the most transitional things needed is taxes.
Yeah.
And it's not taught anywhere.
And
budgeting.
Unless you go in very specifically for
Yeah, I think some college
economics,
courses do stuff like that.
Right, and they have AP ones,
Yeah.
Preparatory classes. But unless you very specifically go into that, you don't.
And the average person needs to it needs to be required.
Right. Yeah, they don't talk about any of that. And so yeah.
Yeah, and budgeting too. You're right, because the way that people use credit cards is outrageous.
Right. They don't know anything about APR or interest rates or anything of that nature. So they just get out, they get a piece of plastic. They're
like, oh my god, they gave me this loan that's this much. It's like a 40% APR or whatever. And they're like, oh well, they gave it to me. It's awesome. And it's like you have to pay them back 40% now.
Yeah. So you buy something for $1,000, you end up having to pay back like $3,000
Yeah.
by the time that you're done when they keep refinancing and shit. You go to get a job and they say you make $17 an hour. You expect to get this much money at the end of the 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you get half of what you're expecting, and they don't tell you it's because they take out taxes. They also don't tell you that they take out way more than they need to, so you can do this for 6 months and then go exempt for 6 months and then be even at the end of the year.
Yeah, I remember my very first paycheck. That was with Advantage Sales and Marketing.
You're like, whoa.
And I'm like, wait, why am I make this much. I should get, and then you start breaking it down and you start seeing where your money truly goes.
Right. And in the more you work and the higher up in the tax bracket you get, the worse it is for you sometimes. So sometimes it's not worth it to go and be bumped up to $25 an hour.
Yeah.
When they're going to take out more taxes.
Exactly.
Anyways, like stay at the lower level and just grind.
Yeah.
No, none of this stuff is discussed.
No.
So I can see why people, particularly if they have children young and they don't know this, would find everything being really, really overwhelming.
Yes.
And so it's not so much that you regret your child, you just regret not having the knowledge of how to handle this stuff.
And yeah, that's one of the most important things. Like I said, I was never taught any of that. I was never taught. If I would have just if I would have just transitioned from the world, like away from you and out, I would have been screwed in the water.
Oh yeah.
I mean, most people now, it's like they pay somebody to do it because they don't know how to do it.
Right. What, taxes and shit?
Yeah. Taxes or filing anything.
We did not finish that.
We did it.
It's due today.
We did it. But that's just it, I mean, there's all this stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, to the video.
Was peak around this time. So if they were creating the babies, might as well teach them how to raise them too.
Now to a disturbing story out of Gloucester, Massachusetts. There's been a dramatic increase in teenage pregnancies there, and authorities think they know why. Some say the high school girls planned it as part of a secret pact.
Or you could see it as a toxic societal way to push motherhood on young girls when they probably shouldn't have even been thinking about it, but maybe that's a bit too deep. I don't know.
What do you think of when you hear the words home economics? Do you imagine a high school class contributing to the continued oppression and subjugation of women? Or do you think of an innovative concept designed to help free women and allow for more equitable time and opportunities?
Moral of the story, home ec taught many people skills that you had no choice but to learn, including money management. And with home ec not even being taught in schools anymore, I depend on Rocket Money, the sponsor of today's video. Since I've moved into a new space, I've been trying to be very intentional about where my money is going and my budget. And Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. So the thing about all this, I guess we could call conditioning, is that it didn't stay that way for long. As the world evolved and changed, so did women culturally. And while having children was still on a lot of women's to-do lists, it started leaving a lot of them with this unfulfilled feeling inside.
And with a new baby, that was all exciting too. But once we got into a routine, looking after baby and everything, life became very lonely. And all I was doing was looking after the baby all day and not talking to a soul until my husband came home in the evening. And I felt very isolated.
Now, around this time, women weren't just openly regretting their children, okay? We'll get to that later. But a lot of mothers started feeling feelings that a lot of other mothers were too scared to say out loud.
I've been wanting to get sterilized for a while now. I've been asking since I was 19. And she said to me, oh, so why is it that you don't want to have them? And I said, I feel like I've always known. I've never wanted to be a mother. She said, oh, well, that's not a good reason.
Then to top it off, let's be real, the world got expensive.
Unfortunately, it's not getting any better. Prices keep rising. The last time inflation was this high was 1981.
Housing prices climbed, groceries doubled, and bills were stacking up. And instead of staying home with the babies, a lot of women would rather stay late at the office. Having a baby couldn't just be an emotional decision for some families anymore. With the way the economy was looking, it became a financial one.
A new report from the Brookings Institution, it finds the cost to raise a child from birth to high school is now $300,000.
And much like inflation itself, that cost is at a 4-decade high. It's only expected to increase over the next.
You know, and it's all this push on not wanting people to have kids that set this bar so high of it's $300,000 to have a kid and to have the kid from this point to this point, because there's so much you can do to make it so you do not have those costs.
And they don't suffer.
Yeah.
I mean, when I bring this up, they're like, well, what kind of quality of life? And it's like, a still really good goddamn quality of life with
Yes.
some thrills. You know, some trips, some vacations even.
Yeah, and I mean, because
Does not
most kids need to touch grass and move on more.
Yes.
Flat out.
Yeah, it's like, so instead of like paying for hundreds of dollars in subscriptions for them to be on different apps and stuff,
Yes.
just kick their asses outside. You know?
You know, I mean, that's what we used to do as kids. I mean, yeah, we had the computer occasionally, but it wasn't that. You know, it's go outside, go be in the neighbor's pool, go have a sleepover.
Yeah,
I mean, you didn't get that as much.
no, but I did though. I mean, I had a point in my life where I got to
Yeah.
go to my friend's house and we would go riding together and stuff. You know, and when I had my like DS and everything, I still
Yeah.
took that outside to go like sit underneath a tree
Mhm.
and play Pokemon. You know, but. And I understand that the climate, I guess, is kind of different. I mean, I don't think the world's much worse than it always has been. It's just that you hear about it.
Yeah.
But, like, there's ways around it. Like, I mean, you can even take your own kids and just go out to a field somewhere and look at
Yeah.
some fucking rocks. and
Exactly.
shit.
Or go outside, work the gardens.
Make a garden.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Have them fucking grow something. Like, you know,
Mhm.
like he did with his tomatoes last year. You
He
know,
won.
He got best in class.
Mm-hmm.
All the fruits, he was the best fruits. You know, and the sense of accomplishment that they get from that, or, you know, the sense of failure the first time that it happens, it's like, dude.
Not him.
No, that's like,
Very first time, best in class.
yeah. I mean, most likely when people start something, it's, you know, it's
Yeah,
going to die.
you're just gonna die, and you're gonna have issues that pop up. It is what it
And then
is,
you
but
work through
learn.
it, and then at the end of it all, it's so much better. And then from there, raise an animal. You know, like you want a dog or something, get a dog, raise it up, train it.
Yes.
Put in the work. You want a farm animal, do that. You know. And
Like he wants to do the burrow, the
the
donkey.
He wants a mule. So it's like he has to work with a horse and he has to work with a donkey to get a mule, or he could just get a mule.
I said, don't touch it,
It's
and he's like,
It's like Nemo, you know, and he's worked with his dogs and stuff. He had a wolf dog, and you know,
Yeah.
like, all of those things built so much character.
they do, and he's learned a lot. He's learned a lot in bad ways too.
It's sad, but it's
You know?
reality,
Yeah.
and it helps them be able to cope with the hard things that come along later. in
Yes. Yes. Really has.
Next 10 years, too.
And if that wasn't enough, social media stepped in and ripped apart whatever fantasy was left for the first time, okay? Stepping away from the 50s and the 70s. In the 21st century, we weren't just seeing cute baby pictures and getting baby fever. A lot of sleepless nights and temper tantrums were getting recorded in 4K and posted online.
Somebody help me. Oh my.
Everything has gone so wrong these past couple days. I am really trying to prevent a crash out.
Women were giving their brutal, honest reviews of pregnancy.
This is the worst experience of my life. I'm sore as hell all the time. I'm sad. I'm getting fat as My nose big as hell. I got hair growing in the middle of my titties. I never even had hair right there.
Leaving a lot of other women terrified and sitting this one out.
What?
Your sound.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Come here. Come away from it. No.
Amos. You know, the problem with social media and what it...
Come over here.
Go to Mama. Go to Mom so I can do this. The thing with social media and what it's done to people too is flat out the very bad parents have been on the internet, and they've tried drawing out money from people for, you know, oh my God, look what my kid can do. Look at this. Look at that.
Right.
You know, all the wrong reasons.
Or-
I mean, you look at Ruby Frank.
Right.
You look at, there's so many of them out there that
They exploit them.
they exploit children. They overwork them. They don't allow them to be who they need to be.
And then there's content creators like that outwardly like complain about how bad their
Yeah.
children are and how hard pregnancy is and everything.
And that allows CPS to get more involved too.
Right.
Because now CPS has every right to look through any of your videos that you post openly.
And it's just damaging because people see that and they're like, oh no, hell no, I don't want any part of that.
Yes.
And if you watch the other side, they try to say that, oh, all you ever see is how people say it's so great and they only show the good parts.
No.
Of it. I never see that.
No.
Like, I never see content about that. I only ever see
The bad side.
that.
Yes.
You know, like, of course you have the tried wives and, like, Ballerina Farm to make everything look so fucking easy and everything. But that's far and few between compared to that.
I know.
You know, it's just
That's the
complain,
biggest thing.
Complain, and that sells. And they get
Yes.
paid for that. I don't know, man.
No.
They shouldn't be allowed to do this shit.
No, they shouldn't.
So the tone towards motherhood shifted, and the more women shared their burnout, the more opting out seemed more reasonable.
I don't give a how cute a kid is. I don't want them. I gotta pay bills, cell phone bills, credit card bills. I gotta pay for expenses. I gotta pay for my own clothes. I gotta fend for my own life. So you think I want to bring life into this world and fend for another life?
And if people are going to opt out of not having a baby, they're going to do it very loud and proud. Now, we're at this point of two extremes. The people who dream of having kids and the ones who treat them like the plague.
You cannot look at this and tell me that you don't have baby fever.
Ooh, I absolutely can. So please get it away from me.
Ew, do anybody else feel like this? Like, I'm a mom, but like, I fucking hate kids. Like, I can deal with my baby, but like other people's kids, I can't stand them. Get that bastard away from me. I saw him walking and talking right now. You gotta go to your daddy house, boo.
If I'm saying your kid's cute, like, I'm lying to you. Sorry. I do not like children. I don't. To be fair, I don't have a child, but I imagine when I do have my own child, I will like the child, but I just don't like kids.
Now, in the midst of all these anti-children social media posts, it's creating this brewing war of women who love kids and the ones who hate them.
When you think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
Well, I'm asking you.
I want to have kids. I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
Why is it such a crime that I don't want children and I do not like children? Whenever I mention online anywhere that I don't like children, I don't want children, I want nothing to do with them, I don't want to be in the same room as a child, people act like I am threatening the entire human race.
I don't be around women who make hating kids their personality.
All right, one of the biggest things is this. These people that are like, I don't want kids, I will never have kids, I don't get along with kids, okay. You still have to be in society. You still have to make yourself useful.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Right.
You know, you can either do, which is having a kid, or teach, which is go teach a kid. Go show them what to do. Show them what not to do.
Right, because whether you like it or not, there are children in this world, and those
Yes.
children are going to grow up to be adults. So exactly, what do you do
And
to contribute?
our next generation is what's going to make everything better.
Yeah.
They're the ones that have to live in the world longer than us.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You know, and no matter what you want to say, if you just want to live for yourself, you just want to, then you're killing this planet.
You're still reaping the benefits of that because
Yeah.
our, not particularly yours and mine, but our generation's children are going to be their caregivers,
Yep,
their police officers,
exactly.
their firefighters. You know, that's just how
I
it
know.
works. You know, the ones that do their infrastructure.
Yes,
You know, so it's like you still are reaping the benefits of somebody's children, but you're not gonna give anything back. You know,
exactly.
if you're traveling, your pilots, your servers, your
Yes.
know everything, because otherwise, who's doing it?
I know.
You know, because I have to agree with this. A lot of people use this excuse of, well, who's gonna take care of you when you get old? Well, that's
Each other.
That's like the stupidest thing to me. But it's like if you're lucky, you know. But I don't. That's not really their job.
No, but
I mean,
each
I know
other.
It is kind of a right. But it is kind of a cyclical thing. You're supposed to take care of them when they're young. They're supposed to take care of you when you're old.
Yes.
It's just the way it goes. But it doesn't have to be that.
No.
way. And I hate that people use that as an excuse for having children. It's like, God damn it! So you're just making healthcare, you know, like what are you doing? But you know, but there are way more other noble reasons for having
Yes.
children than that. You know, it's like they have to be the buffer between us and them. You know, they have to be the ones to be fiduciaries of the earth and take care of it and make sure that shit's not getting
I know.
imbalanced in their own sphere. You know,
Yes.
like, you might not be able to change the world, but you can change your part of it. So
Exactly.
And if everybody started to kind of do that, then you piece that shit together.
All right. Now we are a half an hour already into our live. So
You can just direct people to this.
yeah, this one right here, it's moms are regretting their children and it's getting dark. We're about halfway into this one, a little over actually. But I've got some good Matt Walsh ones I want to go over too.
He better encapsulates the
Yeah.
way that I feel.
Yes, he does. He's great with this. So that's why I want to move on to him.
Helping their case.
I have like.
In the meantime, our little shits over here.
Anyone that you talk to about that, like they might say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way." In their head, they're thinking, "Dear God, man, shut up and stop. I got my own problems." Every single person you tell that to, that is what they're all thinking. It's just that none of them except me will tell you that. Finally, I want to close with this last thought, some words of encouragement in my own way for parents, especially fathers, as we begin the new year. I recently saw a viral post from a man named Justin Murphy, who tells us in his bio that he's a writer, a PhD, and a creative director, whatever that means, for some Silicon Valley company that I've never heard of. And Justin decided to ring in the new year by publicly airing his deepest parenting anxieties and personal insecurities in a tweet that has now been viewed, around 3 million times. And here's what he wrote. I'll read the whole thing. It's pretty long, but here's what he wrote. So just bear with me. Am I just a monster? It's been 4 years since I became a father, and I'm beginning to fear for my soul. The truth is, I just don't like being around kids for very long. Historically, this is not uncommon among fathers, but today it feels almost illegal. It's causing me a lot of confusion and anguish. The ideal amount of time I would like to spend playing with my kids is probably around 70 to 140 minutes a week, roughly 10 minutes each day, maybe 2 times a day, taking breaks from work. My feelings of love toward them are perfectly strong, but if I have to watch them or entertain them for more than about 10 minutes, my blood starts to boil. I just want to be working or accomplishing something. I try to be grateful, but it doesn't work. It's 9 a.m. this morning, Saturday, January 3rd. It's a sunny, warm day here in Austin, and my 4-year-old son is begging me to play catch in the street. I was drinking coffee, still waking up, so I didn't really feel like it, but at his age, his desire to play is insatiable. He begged and begged, so I conceded, and with a smile. I have no problem being a kind and loving father. The problem is only that I do not enjoy it. It's not that I'm trying to maximize my personal pleasure. It just seems wrong that I experience so little delight when my dad friends all claim to experience so much. It was beautiful. We live on a picturesque tree-lined block. I'm even relatively relaxed from the holiday rest. Playing catch with your son is supposed to be an iconic peak experience. Yet for every single minute on the inside, I just don't want to be there. I want to be drinking my coffee in peace. Then I feel guilty and absurdly ungrateful and ashamed when we're done. I know that when he's a teenager, I'll long to have those days back. I have all this perspective rationally, and I've been very patient and steadfast trying to digest it, but nothing fixes me emotionally. Am I a terrible person? Or is my feeling within a certain range of historically normal and it's modern parenting norms that are off? Whether it's my fault or not, I don't even care. I just want to figure this out. Something is wrong, and I no longer have the excuse of being new to this. Okay, so to recap, Justin, the PhD Silicon Valley guy, says that he feels like a monster because he doesn't enjoy spending time with his son. And in his ideal scenario, he would be around his kid for like 10 minutes a day, anything more than that. And he boils with rage at how boring and unfulfilling the experience feels to him. He doesn't feel fulfilled or enthralled by parenting, and he feels really bad that he feels that way or doesn't feel that way. Every minute he's with his son, he feels like he just wants to be someplace else. And that makes him feel guilty. And he wants to know if this is normal. Now, there are a lot of comments responding to this confession or whatever it's supposed to be. Some of them are critical. Some of them are supportive, reassuring Justin that he's not a monster. And they're right. He's not a monster. He's just weak and selfish, and he talks too much. He has the same problem that plagues millions of people in our society. He has a lot of company, though it isn't very good company. So let me offer two pieces of advice to Justin and to any man who resonates with this ex-post / diary entry or whatever it's supposed to be. These are two of the most crucial lessons that I have learned from my experience parenting 6 kids. So number one, stop obsessing over how you feel. Spend time with your son. Stop worrying about how you feel about spending time with him. Because it doesn't really matter how you feel about it. You should play catch with your son, not because it's the most thrilling experience in the world, but because he's your son and you're his father. And that is what a father is supposed to do. Now, your primary role in your child's life is not to be his playmate, but playing with him, teaching him, being present, showing him how to throw and catch a ball, these kinds of things, that matters. And they're not meant to be exhilarating experiences. You know, he's 4 years old. 4
Okay, yeah, these are all big points. It's like some of my greatest memories are just hanging with the family. We used to go out before Most was born, when Tristan was younger. We used to go and we'd hang on the trampoline, jumping, you know, just being as a family. We'd eat on the trampoline, you know, just bring our food out and be together.
Watch the sunset and the sunset.
Yeah.
And, you know, get back to that too.
I've played catch with Tristan multiple times, you know. It's like you want to go out, badminton, whatever.
For me, it's badminton, yeah. Like, remember we made our own game, you know, the sunball game,
Yep.
where we did the kick thing, you know, like a little miniature soccer game.
And it's like, I have never felt like this guy feels. Never. It's always a joy to be with your kids. It's always a blessing to even have another second left on this earth with them, with your whole family, with your wife, with any of your kids. It should be a blessing to know.
No, but they have something better to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Like what?
Well, you know,
I mean, why would you want to go to work? It's like, well, I've got to make the money. Enjoy what you have in the time being.
Right, and like it's difficult because like being home with them all the time, like it gets really tedious sometimes, and sometimes I'm really, really tired.
Yeah.
And everything, but it's like I don't feel the same way this guy feels.
No.
It's not like, oh, I don't enjoy it. It's just like I wish that I had the energy to put more into it.
Yeah, exactly. And there are times, you know, there's times when you just don't have the energy, and it's like,
Or
oh
you feel
man,
sick
you know, I don't feel good. But you still do it, and you still do it with a smile. You still do it.
And usually it helps you feel better.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, this guy did say that no matter what, he goes with a smile, and
Yeah.
he said that it's
Yeah,
never.
like
never
I said, so it really doesn't matter if
what are you doing?
enjoy it or not. I mean, just fucking do it, you know?
That's the biggest thing, yes. I mean, it's big, you know. You only have your family for so long. Enjoy it.
And like I was telling Tristan today, it's like, you know, you never realize it, but at some point, everything is the last time. It's like the last time that they'll play with a certain toy, or
Yes.
the last time that they'll reach up to be helped.
And one of these times, it will be the last time for everything.
Right.
You never know. You do not know how many minutes, how many hours you're going to be blessed with each kid. Sometimes the gods have a better purpose for them. And you're going to be taken early. It's like, not that they won't be there for you, but you're not going to be able to touch them and kiss them in that moment.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing.
Like people they are so, again, it's that love of self. It's self-absorption. I'm struggling to know that Tristan's going to be 16. And not too long ago, he was doing this shit.
I know. Exactly. You always have to watch him. Make sure they don't find something sharp.
To stab himself in the fucking face.
Year-olds suck at playing catch. Like, he can't catch. He can't throw. Now, if you play with him now, then in a few years, it will be more fun. Right? In a few years, he can go long. You can hit him on the deep fade, and it's a lot more fun that way. But for now, you're tossing a ball underhanded to a toddler standing 9 feet away who drops it 80% of the time. So now you know how Lamar Jackson feels, but that's a different story. I won't get into it. The enjoyment you get from this experience is not the thrill of playing a sport against high-level competition. It's not the relaxation of lounging on the sofa and sipping a coffee in peace. It's not going to be fun in either of those senses of the term. And the problem is that prior to having kids, those are the only kinds of fun that a person can experience. Like in your pre-parenting life, a fun thing, right? If you call something fun and you're not a parent, what you're saying is that either the fun thing is relaxing or it's exciting. That's what you mean by fun. Relaxing or exciting. Like the only fun things are one of those two. But spending time with your children, especially young children, well, it's rarely going to fit either bill. It certainly isn't relaxing most of the time. And it's usually not.
And I just had to add this in there too. It's like a lot of people, yes, their conception of fun is way and vastly different. Because most people, it's like they go to work, they sit in front of a computer, they do whatever they're doing all day, and then they come home and they're just frustrated, and it's like, but they drove home, mind you. Right. They haven't really done too much.
Oh my God.
And it's like, then there's me who I go to town, I drop off our rental that we were using. I don't have our normal car back yet. It's in the shop still. So from where our town to where we are is about 16 miles, and it's up 2 steep hills.
No, those
in
are
between.
They're like mountains to most people. They're like big ass.
We're not just talking, it's a little bump that I have to go. No.
He's dead serious. They're steep.
16 miles. It took me 6 hours last night. I left at 8 o'clock at night up from the bus to where that was. And I walked my butt back here just to be back here bringing tamales for my family.
Yeah. Right. And we have people that, oh God, I have to drive across town for this. I have to go to the store, and it's like, you guys have no idea.
And that's what people don't understand is it's like, I'm blessed to even have a home to come home to.
Yeah,
to have 2 beautiful kids, an amazing wife who makes sure things run here while I am out. I mean, that's what people need to really start looking differently at.
They need to start having perspective.
Yes.
Because even with the way that we live, I'm always remembering how our ancestors live and how good we have it.
Yeah.
Because if it was just a couple hundred years earlier, or maybe not even a couple hundred, maybe even only 100 years earlier.
Yes.
While you were away, I'd have to be going probably 2 or 3 times a day, as with Tristan at this age, to go hoof it down to get water.
Yep.
So that we would be able to wash and so we'd be able to eat.
And we've got a well.
Yeah, we have a well. We have running water. You can turn on a faucet. It's right there.
Electricity that works.
So it's like, it's always about perspective.
Yes.
And people take a lot of shit for granted.
They do.
Big time. And like you said there, oh, I'm exhausted from working in an office for 8 hours, you know, and it's like, yeah, and like you said, you drive home in a nice air-conditioned car, listening to music or a podcast or whatever they want to do.
Yes.
And totally take for granted the experience.
Exactly.
You know, and then they come home and I don't want to be bothered. I just want to have a few minutes to relax and unwind. And it's like, dude.
And it's like I came home last night wishing that everybody was still up so I could talk and do our normal thing. It's like I got home at 2 a.m.
I know. He missed us by like an hour.
So, you know, then I have to go to bed, and it's like I had to be up by, you know, I was up at 6:30. So I was up within 3 hours from the time that I went to bed to start the day and get everything rolling.
Yeah, and that's like our life, you know?
Yes.
And we still have much more gratitude than a lot of these people.
Exactly.
And it's like, that's the shit that makes you.
It is.
You know?
It makes you amazing.
Not very exciting. The people like Justin, they become parents and they expect or hope that it will be fun in the way that things were fun before they had kids. And because it's not fun in that way, they become miserable and angry, and their blood boils, as Justin put it. Now, keep in mind that people these days are also dopamine addicts who need constant stimulation in order to feel like they're enjoying anything. And parenting does not offer that kind of enjoyment most of the time. So that's part of the problem here. But there is a third kind of fun that is available to you if you can manage to take your head out of your ass long enough to experience it. It's the fun that comes from teaching, from guiding, from fulfilling your fatherly obligation and doing what you should be doing. It's the fun of watching your children learn and grow. It's the fun of seeing that they're having fun. You know, it's the fun of glimpsing the world through their eyes, if only briefly. And another word for this kind of fun is contentment. Now, I've never had a game of catch with a 4-year-old that was thrilling or relaxing. I've never felt that kind of fun in that context. But I have felt, as someone who's played catch many times with kids of all ages, I have felt a great deal of contentment, where I knew that I was where I should be, doing what I should be doing, with people I love in a place where I belong. And that is something better than fun. That's happiness. It's a very adult kind of happiness, which is hard for overgrown adolescents like Justin to experience. You'll never feel that contentment or any other positive emotion if you spend all of your time with your child dwelling on how you feel about spending time with your child. Now, the truth is that sometimes you'll feel annoyed. Sometimes you'll feel tired. Sometimes you'll feel bored. You'll also feel contentment. You'll feel joy. You'll feel a deep sense of love and belonging. You'll feel all of those things, the good and the bad, at the same time, sometimes. That's just called being a conscious human. You feel a lot of things all the time. The only way to respond to that as a man, if you want to be productive and stable and reliable, is to stop worrying about your feelings. Feel however you feel. It doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is what you do. The only other option is to get stuck in a doom loop of constantly contemplating your feelings and your feelings about your feelings and your feelings about how you feel about how you feel about your feelings, and on and on and on, down the rabbit hole of your own self-obsession. Meanwhile, all your son wants is for you to walk outside and throw a football around for a few minutes. And you're not even present in the moment because you're just thinking in your head the whole time, I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I feel bad that I feel this way. Well, I don't know how I should feel about how I feel. Just put that to the side and just throw the damn ball, okay? And that brings us to the second piece of advice, which is even more important, which is this. And this is something everyone can take with them as we go into the, make this one of your 2026 New Year's resolutions. Stop revealing your most intimate feelings and deeply personal anxieties on the internet. Okay, the internet is not a place for you as a grown man to spill your guts and open up your heart for the world to see. None of us out here in the world can do anything about or with these personal details that you've revealed, except judge you harshly for them, which we will. You can't blame us. I mean, you could tell us this stuff about yourself and say, don't judge me. Well, sorry, I'm judging you. I can't help but form a perspective on this information I'm a person with a brain. I have a perspective on anything. And so you've given me this information about you. I'm going to form a perspective on it. My perspective is not flattering to you. Like most of us never heard of you before this post. We'll never hear of you again. We now know only one thing about you. And it's the only thing we'll ever know, which is that you're the guy who gets pissed off if he has to be around his own kid for more than 10 minutes. That's all you will ever be to us forever now, which is why you should not have opened up in the first place. In fact, and here's the thing that will be really hard for most people to hear. There are a lot of feelings, worries, and anxieties that you shouldn't share with anyone, even in your private life. Okay? This is a good example. If you don't like being around your kid, that is the kind of inner struggle that you actually should not reveal to a single soul in the world. Again, I realize this is way outside of modern orthodoxy. The idea that there should be any feeling that you just never tell anyone. Like, I could never tell anyone? Yeah, you should just never tell anyone that. Well, what am I going to do with this feeling? I don't know. Just forget about it. You shouldn't tell strangers that for the reasons I've already described. You shouldn't tell your wife, because now all you've done is saddled her with this knowledge about you. She can't do anything with the information either except think less of you because of it, which she will. Okay? It's not because she doesn't love you. But if you go to your wife and say, you know, honey, I'm really struggling. I just really hate being around our kid. I can't be around our son for more than 10 minutes without my blood boiling. Don't you feel sorry for me? No, now she thinks less of you. And she always will. Like she can't, not be able to get that out of her head. She might pretend to be sympathetic, or maybe she won't even pretend. What do you want? She's going to pat you on the head? She'll pat you on the head and say, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's hard for you to just be around our child we created together. But she's going to think less of you. And same goes for anyone else that you divulge this information to. Now, you could tell a close male confidant. I mean, that's your best option if you're going to tell anyone. But that's not going to solve your problem either. Because your problem, like if you can't be around your kid for more than 10 minutes at the age of 4, which by the way, isn't even like a hard age, like being a
Don't mind the faces that you see when I'm doing this. Our son, I just put a balloon for him a little bit ago, and he just sat on it.
And he's looking at us like, oh, yeah.
You're waiting for it to like pop. So it's like, oh, but it didn't.
He's like, he's
still alive. Yeah. He's being something else tonight. He's being the little character.
He's grabbing the
Character.
That's why we need a studio.
Yeah. It's all right, though.
Oh, there you go.
Makes things interesting. But it's exactly right. Do not air what you do out on the internet. It's not worth it. It's not, that's why most of the time I won't say, oh, I had to walk home. I had to.
It's like a good positive thing,
Yes,
or something.
it's like, it's nobody else's problem.
No.
It's me. It's what I do.
Like if you're comparing it to what we were comparing it to, then
Yeah.
that makes sense, but like complaining, like here's the problem. People use this therapy.
Yes.
And the problem with it is
He's handing us the mic.
you're posting it in groups of like-minded people. Come over here. You're posting them in groups of like-minded people, like if it's like on Reddit or whatever,
Yes.
right? So you're not gonna really get any objective feedback. It's just gonna be people that agree with you and validate you.
Exactly.
So then you go about your life thinking, yeah, see, I'm right to feel this way.
And you're not.
And you're not. And it's like I've always been that kind of friend to, in no uncertain terms, say, maybe you're the problem,
Yeah,
And,
well, and you should be.
and that's why I don't have friends.
That's the way Jesus would have been.
Yeah, it's like I've never really been rude about
I
it.
mean, I can't imagine somebody going to Jesus and being like, "Oh my God, I don't like my kid,"
Right.
and he'd be like,
Well, tough.
"Are you kidding me?" Like,
It's like the salt of the earth.
yeah.
But four-year-olds are easy to deal with. And if you can't be around them from the time, like the problem is that you are very selfish and very weak. And nobody can fix that problem for you. Nobody can do anything about it. Nothing. You just need to get over yourself. That is the only solution. And nobody can implement that solution but you. You could go talk to a therapist. You could spend 10 years in therapy. It won't get you past square one. The problem is that you're being weak and selfish. Get the hell over yourself. That's it. I want another solution. I need to get to the bottom of these feelings. I just got to the bottom of them for you. You're weak and selfish. Stop being that way. I don't know what else to tell you. Now, people these days, even grown men, they walk around every day desperately looking for someone who will fix their feelings for them. Billions of dollars have been spent on drugs and therapy for this purpose. But the truth that nobody will tell these people, partly because it would cut off the cash flow, is that nobody can fix your feelings. The best thing you can do about them, the only thing you can do about them really, most of the time, is shut the hell up about them and go live your life. Now, I realize that this sounds harsh. I realize that it goes against everything we're programmed to believe. The world tells us that we should be honest about our feelings. We should open up. We should be vulnerable. We should talk it out. But the cold, hard reality is that most of your feelings, you should keep to yourself. You shouldn't make them anyone else's burden or business. They are your feelings. We can't help you with them. I'm sorry. Again, nobody, not one person on this earth can solve your feelings for you or make you feel differently than you do or do anything about your feelings at all. Now, it's not to say that you should never divulge any of your feelings about anything. Obviously, that's not the case. And it's not to say that you shouldn't seek help if you're in a truly dire state. It's only to say what is true, which is that you should keep most of that stuff to yourself. And your feelings are not a problem that anyone else can solve. Like most of the time when you complain about your feelings to someone, whether it's a stranger or your spouse or your therapist or anyone else, they'll pretend to care, but deep down they find your self-pitying whining to be extremely annoying and off-putting. You know, when you sit there hours on end, I feel this way. This is how I feel. This is how I feel, but I feel like this when I'm doing this. I was playing catch with my son, but this is how I felt about it. It was so hard to feel this way. Anyone that you talk to about that, like they might say, oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way. In their head, they're thinking, dear God, man, shut up and stop. I got my own problems. Every single person you tell that to, that is what they're all thinking. It's just that none of them except me will tell you that. If you've ever been fortunate enough to taste fresh fish directly from the source, you know that there is a massive quality difference from what you get packaged at your local grocery store. Getting fresh fish, though, is not easy. And thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode. And if you complain about your feelings a lot, then this annoyance will grow into contempt. And eventually they'll stop hiding it. Which is why one of the worst pieces of marriage advice people get these days, men get, is like, oh, open up to your wife. Tell her how you feel all the time. Constantly complain about your feelings to your wife, and it will not be long until she feels contempt for you. And rightly so, by the way. You're supposed to be a man, and here you are just like unloading your emotional baggage constantly, just whining about everything. Whining about how you felt when you played catch with your son? Like, how is your wife supposed to feel about that? I don't know how else she could feel other than resentment. All you can do with your feelings like the one you described, is put them to the side and do your duty. Okay? What would if your grandfather's still alive and you went to him and said, Granddad, I playing catch with my son, and I just felt, I just don't feel, I'm not into it. I just feel, what would he say to you? He would look at you like he would look at you with disgust and say, like, pull yourself together. What are you crying about? Carry your emotions quietly like a man and do what you're supposed to do. And here's the good news, especially for fathers starting a new year. Okay? If you do this, if you stop living as a slave to your feelings, you will actually feel better. Not immediately, not on command, but slowly, naturally, as a byproduct of living rightly instead of this endless, pointless navel gazing. Purpose precedes pleasure. Meaning comes before happiness. Your son doesn't need you to be endlessly delighted by every second you spend in his presence, and you're not going to be. But he needs you to be present. And one day, sooner than you think, he won't ask you to play catch anymore. And when that day comes, you won't remember how bored you felt. You'll remember whether you were there, and so will he. So stop whining, stop interrogating your emotions, stop staring into the mirror trying to crack the code of your own inner experience. Just pick up the ball and go play catch with your son. It really is that simple. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full...
Yeah, you had one more, but yeah, we'll come back to it. And I'm going to be ending pretty soon here because we got other stuff to do too tonight, and which is supposed to be my hour-long show. So, again, you know, exactly what it is. Life is short. You need to make sure that every moment is spent rightfully and righteously with the ones that you love.
I mean, it's difficult at these stages.
Yes,
you know?
I mean,
and
it
to me,
can be.
It's definitely not boring. You
No,
know?
never boring.
But it's like, it's funny. It's funny
Yes.
to watch. And you've really people gotta develop a good sense of humor. Because without the good sense of humor, this shit is just,
Yeah.
I can see it would be like overwhelming. But like, just look at it. I mean, it's a temporary thing.
Yeah. They'll try to get everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, namaste. And I hope everybody has a great night. We'll be back in the next couple of days with another episode of, I don't know what we'll be doing next, but, you know, we'll come up with it, and I'll try to post at least the day of to let you know what it'll be for that night that we'll be on and everything. So I'm not sure when again, but we got a couple of things going on, and then Saturday I should do one for sure, I think, because we're home. Tomorrow, though, we do have somebody, a new member of the family coming. So
Yeah, at least at the end of the day. We might still be able to do it.
yeah, we'll see.
I'd like to cover the Kirk Camerons. He's a fantastic one.
Oh, he does.
Some
Yes.
that are just freaking like just spot on. You know.
You know, we
on it.
absolutely love Kirk Cameron. He's an amazing actor and podcast with his son now. It's great with what they do. You know, I watch his. You know, he has one Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday's one that political and stuff. We don't really usually deal with that, but any of the spiritual ones we do.
And today's was all about solitude.
Forceful solitude,
Which
and
is voluntary.
Yeah, voluntary. Yeah, and it was a very good one.
So I would definitely like to cover. Don't. I would definitely like to cover that
Yes.
one because it was spot on. It's just like,
Yeah. There's the mic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, namaste. Well, he's like putting the mic in every which direction right now, except my face. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.